Hey literary gladiators, it's Kayla, and today I'm going to do the Unpopular Opinions Book Tag. So the first question is a popular book or series that you don't like. And if you've ever spent 5 minutes talking to me about literature, you know that I hate the Divergent series. I cannot stand the books. I cannot stand Tris Pryor. I cannot stand Tor. The writing is okay. It's not over the top phenomenal or anything. And I definitely think there are better books out there, especially dystopian books. And I feel like it's too similar to every other dystopian book out there. I'm really waiting for a book in that genre to come out that just really wows you with, something new. And I feel like Tris doesn't do it for me, and Divergent in general just doesn't do it for me. I actually disliked the third book so much that I put it down for like a month before I could pick it up and finish it again. I disliked it that much. So the second one is a popular book or series everyone hates, but you love. So I had kind of a rough time with this one because I like to read what's popular, and I generally share a similar opinion on those books as like the general public does. But I really liked The Host by Stephenie Meyer, and I feel like a lot of people didn't like that book, but I thought the writing was pretty good. I think it was a little bit better than Twilight as far as the writing goes. The plot line was really interesting. The characters were pretty good. And it was a pretty lengthy book, which I like that in a book, So I definitely think that's one that most people dislike that I liked. The third one is a love triangle that the character, ended up with the wrong person, or my, no TP. I don't really like love triangles in general, but a no TP that I have is definitely Jason Clary in the Mortal Instrument series. I actually disliked them so much that I had to stop reading the series entirely because they annoyed me so bad. I don't get it. I don't get them. I don't like either of them. So I'm definitely going to have to go with them on this one. The fourth one is a popular book genre that you hardly ever reach for. For me, I think this is mystery novels. I try and read a little bit of whatever I can get my hands on pretty much, but I don't really care for mysteries. They just don't interest me. I've read And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie and really liked that. I actually read that way back in 8th grade and then recently bought it because I want to reread it again. And The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown, but that's about it. I don't really like mysteries. I don't know if it's because, I don't like to have to work too hard when I'm reading, I guess. I don't like to have to think too much about what I'm reading. I just like to read. I like to read for fun. The fifth one is a beloved character that you don't like. So I have a lot for this one because I am tough on my characters, I guess. My first one is definitely Tris Pryor from the Divergent series. I cannot stand Tris. I don't trust her as a narrator. I don't like her as a narrator. I don't like her as a human. I just can't stand her. She was so whiny the whole series and so filled with teenage angst. And I guess part of that is I didn't like it because I read it in my 20s, so it was just beyond me how somebody can be filled with that much angst and still, manage to get through her daily life, I guess. My next two, I'm probably going to get even more hate for because they are much beloved characters in A Song of Ice and Fire series. And that is Arya Stark and Dany Targaryen. Don't get me wrong, they're both phenomenally written characters, both wonderfully fleshed out, full characters and people. But I just don't like how overrated they are. I think they're so overrated, and I'm so tired of hearing about what a great feminine icon Arya Stark is, because she has all of the traits of a good hero, like a good male hero, in a woman's clothing, and that's just not the kind of heroine I want to be reading about. I want to be reading about the Sansa Starks of the world who are fighting with their femininity and using who they are as a female character and a female to get forward. And I'm just tired of hearing about how a good heroine should be tough and be able to fight and, be able to stab things, and it just bores me. And then Dany, she's cool, but I just feel like she's so overrated, and everybody loves Dany, and, who doesn't love her? She's great, we get it. Give it a rest. Get a new favorite character. Sure, she's got dragons, which is totally cool, but, get over it, people. And then my My next one isn't really literary, but I watched The Walking Dead, and I cannot stand Daryl Dixon. I cannot stand, again, he's just overrated. He's not as cool as everybody makes him out to be, and I'm over it. I'm beyond over it. Moving on, the next question is an author you don't get into. You just can't get into. For me, there's a lot of them, I guess, but most of them are poets, because poetry just doesn't really do much for me. I've never been good at reading it or, like, understanding it. I guess, again, because I like to read for fun, so, you know, I don't like to have to work too much when I read. But a poet I especially can't get into is Sylvia Plath. And I know that everybody else loves her and thinks she's a great writer, and she is. She's an outstanding writer, but I just don't connect with her work the way that other people do, I guess, so I just have a really tough time getting into her, and I don't really read her unless I have to. The next one is a popular book trope you're tired of seeing or hearing about. For me, this is definitely two characters falling in love, and it just, like, fixing all of the problems of the world. Like, you know, two characters fall in love, and then suddenly everything is okay, and, you know, I can get through anything because I have you, and I'm sick of that. I don't wanna hear it. I don't wanna read it. I don't wanna see it. No, it doesn't fix all of your problems by being in love. You still have other issues. Get over it. The next one is a popular series you don't have interest in reading. I really like series, and I try to give just about everything a shot, especially if it's popular. But one thing that I don't have interest in is the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series. Because maybe it's because they're a mystery. I think they're a mystery anyway. And I don't like mysteries, so it just doesn't interest me to read that series. And then the last one is what TV or movie adaptation you like better than the book. Unlike most book people, I think there are a couple adaptations that are better than the book. And for me, the two biggest ones are the Divergent series, which clearly I despise the books. But I don't mind the movies. I think they're pretty good. I think they're doing a pretty good job of making sense of the plot and delving a little bit deeper and giving me more substance with that than the books did. And then the second series that I think the movies are coming out better than the books is the Maze Runner series. I read the books and didn't like them. I feel like they could have done everything in one book, but dragged it out into 3, plus, you know, prequels and novellas and blah, 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 the way that all books do nowadays. But the movies are really good. They're very fast-paced. I just like them better. I think they're much better done than the books, which is such a rare thing. But, you know, yeah, I like those movies a lot better than I liked the books. So that was my unpopular book tag. Feel free to do it and tag literary gladiators in it. I know Josh would love that. And have a good day. Bye.